Urbex cinema in Elland, West Yorkshire. Now this cinema is very interesting. It's one of the oldest cinemas in the UK. It was built in 1912 and opened as a picture house in December later that year. It's had numerous owners, but in 1988 it was taken over by Charles Morris and Peter Berry. It was extensively refurbished and opened again in October of that year. Since then it's built a fabulous reputation as a well-run cinema with a wide range of films. Ticket prices are one of the lowest in the UK. And yeah, it's actually appeared on TV as well, guys, several times. It's been on Calendar News, Hart Davis, on History and Sky Cinema. Sky Cinema Nation, sorry. So it's very interesting, is this cinema. Like I said, it's located on Coronation Street. Not the Coronation Street, but yeah, which is in Elland. And the actual owner is here tonight, guys. So we are gonna go in, check the place out, and see what he's got to say. So what's this place then? So what is it, Charles?
Yes.
So
Charles Morris.
Am I okay to call you Charles?
Yes.
So this place is the auditorium.
Yes.
Did you say? It's very nice. Very big. How many seats are in here?
It's 300. It used to be about 600 when it was first built.
Wow. Do we have any extra lighting?
We can do briefly, yes.
Just come back to you. There we go, guys. So I've just come back to you. Mr. Morris has kindly put the lights on for us, so you can see it for the quality of what it actually is. This is amazing. So 300 people in here then? Is that what you're saying? And that's the screen up there, is it? The movie screen. Wow. That's amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. So this is the Rex Theatre. Now it only has one movie screen. It's just one room. But it's quite old-fashioned. Personally, I prefer places like this as opposed to, like, you know, Cineworld and Odeon, etc. This has got more of a homely feel to it. You know, old style, old fashioned. You know, like you're seeing old movies. Absolutely great. So I read something online about this organ being played. When does that happen?
Normally on a Thursday morning and Saturday night. It's not been played so much recently while we've been getting back into gear, but that's the usual times it's played. And we sometimes have organ concerts, full concerts on a Sunday afternoon.
What kind of concerts is that?
Well, it's a different organist playing the organ, and they play a selection of light music, really. Things from the old musicals, like classics, some more popular tunes sometimes.
That's amazing. Kind of what you're playing now?
Yes, yes, maybe.
Old-fashioned,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
No, I like that kind of thing, it's great. So we're just going to have a bit of a look more around theatre, guys, so I'm going to pick it back up in a few minutes. Right, guys, so we are on our way to the Crush Lounge, which is an exhibition area at the cinema. So we're just going to go and have a look at that now. I think this is great as well, you know, it's proper old-fashioned.
Yes, the original paybox and kiosk, yes.
The original one.
Yes, it's been slightly extended. It used to go straight back from this point here, but they extended it out that way and that way.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally the same as it was in the early days.
That's amazing. I was just saying in there, it's like what you see in movies, you know, like the old American movies.
Yes.
The
Nickelodeon style.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's great. So yeah, this is the lobby, and so should we go and have a walk to this?
Yes, coming along and see the exhibition.
That's the one.
This is like the projectors that were that were at one time in the building. It's all digital now, and these are all old-fashioned anyway. But this is the type of machine that used to be in here at one stage.
Wow, that's amazing. But they're not like that anymore, are they?
Well, no. As of the last 10 years, it's all gone digital. But some of these workhorses would last for years and years and years.
That's the thing with modern technology.
Yes.
Sometimes, it's great when it works, not so great when it doesn't. But
exactly.
Sometimes some things just don't need replacing, do they? But that's history, guys, and we've always got history, haven't we? No one can take it away from us.
This is an exhibition starting here and going right to almost the present day. The place was built in 1912, and that's what it looked like at the time.
Wow.
There was another cinema in the town hall originally. So that started in 1909 or 1909, and then this place was built in 1912.
Yeah, wasn't it at one point the owners of that cinema at the town hall the same owners as this place?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought so. Yeah.
From about the early teens till 1959.
Yeah, and then 1988 is that when you took it over?
Yes, in 1959, both cinemas shut. This one shut in January, and then the other one shut in June, I think it was. And in November, some other people took this one over, renamed it the Rex, did some alterations. That's when they extended the pay box, which we were just looking at.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they widened the screen. It didn't have CinemaScope until that point.
Oh, that's great. So that's when that pay box got widened.
Yeah.
So what year was that then?
That was 1959.
1959. Oh, that's great.
And it reopened in November that year. But it wasn't too long until Bingo intruded a couple of nights a week, Wednesday and Thursday to begin with. That was in, when was that? There isn't a date on that one, but it was 1964 anyway. And then later on it went Bingo altogether in July 1964.
That's great.
And then that finished in 1975 for a couple of years. That's when the owners of this one took over the Palladium, the other cinema, which was also Bingo by that time. They took that one on. So this one went back to a cinema for a couple of years.
Yeah.
In 1975, and then they relinquished the other place and they put Bingo back in here again. Till about 1985, we believe, and then in 1988 we took it on, and it was in a pretty sorry state at that time.
Yeah, I can sort of see what kind of state it were in when you took it over.
Well, some of the Bingo equipment's still in. The floor was all rotten in that section there. There's no projectors. The screen was still in, but it was ripped. That's a section of the floor which had to come out and be replaced. And we set to and did pretty much everything ourselves.
So it was two of you. Were you and a partner?
Myself and Peter Berry, who's here. And he actually had been the manager of the cinema back in the early 60s.
Yeah, back at the one in the town hall. Yeah, I read about that.
And in the foyer where we just were a short while ago, it's carpeted now, but underneath it's terrazzo floor, and it still says Central Picture House underneath there.
Yeah. So can I just ask, have you got any more? Have you got any more cinemas anywhere else?
Yes, I've got 6 altogether.
Because you say Picture House, that's the one in Keighley, isn't it?
Picture House in Keighley, the Plaza Skipton, the Cottage Road in Leeds, the Roxy in Ulverston in Cumbria, and the Royalty in Bowness on Windermere. That's in this one, so that's 6.
Wow. This guy's a cinema genius, cinema expert. He's got them all around country. So Keighley's actually my hometown.
Is it?
Yeah, I've been to the Picture House many times. Have you had that longer than this, or?
No, this was the first.
This was first one.
And then I was still working full time when I took this on, as was Peter Berry. And then in 1992, I gave up my engineering career and I took on the Royalty in Bowness. And Peter gave up his coach driving job and ran this more full time. I still came down 2 days a week. So that's when I took Bowness on. And then in 1996, I took Keighley.
1996, well, yeah.
It had been closed a few years. And then 98, I took on Skipton. Then I had one in Lancaster for 3 years. And then I took on the Cottage Road in Leeds in 2005. Then I had to relinquish the Lancaster one when a multiplex opened in 2006. And I took the Ulverston one on at that point.
Wow, that's amazing. So you've got you've had your work cut out for you, haven't you?
It's been hard work. It's very hard work, but it's been fairly much good fun as well.
Yeah, paid off in the end.
Yeah.
So that'll be back into cinema there, guys.
There was a film made where some scenes were shot here. In fact, there have been 2 films where, at least 2 films with scenes made in here.
Do you know what movies they were?
Yes, one of them was called LA Without a Map, which starred David Tennant at the beginning of his career. Oh. He wrote me this letter here, thanking me for...
Oh, look. Letter from David Tennant.
Yeah.
And the other movie?
The other one was this one here, which was called The Jealous God, which was based on a John Brain novel, the same chap who wrote Room at the Top.
Yeah.
And that was filmed in this area. And one of the stars, Jason Merrills was one of the stars, and Denise Welch, who used to be in Coronation Street, she was another.
Oh, yeah.
And we premiered that here in 2005, goodness me, more than 15 years ago.
Where does time go?
Well, you do wonder. And then eventually we got to be 100 years old in 2012, and we celebrated that, and we're still here.
That's amazing. It's an amazing accomplishment.
Well, it is a fact. When we started, everybody thought we were mad, because at that time, 1998, the film industry was coming out of the doldrums. It had its worst year for cinemas in 1984, but it was getting a bit better. But not that you'd really notice, but everyone, the film distributors, just everybody thought we were mad, really, and we did indeed struggle for a couple of years. And then my wife and I leafleted the area, moving outwards from Elland. We did door-to-door leaflets 2 weekends every month for a year.
Wow.
And then we
That's
had our first...
pure dedication there, guys. Pure dedication.
We had our first full house in 1990 when we showed Shirley Valentine. It was in January. The film had been released in November, but January was the first time we could get a copy of it. And we filled it solidly for a week. Wow. And we had it back 10 times in the subsequent 2 years. If ever there was a shortage, if we needed a film to show, just bang Shirley Valentine back in and you could rely on it.
Yeah. That's amazing. So this place was playing Batman, or the Batman.
Yes, we had it last week.
Yeah, last week. Yeah, so that's not on anymore. So how often do you do you get movies to play here? So when a new movie comes out, say like Batman, for example, so how long was you playing that for before it got changed to something else? Because obviously you've only got one screen.
We just showed it for a week. We didn't show it when it first came out. We showed it on the following week. Right. Normally it's accepted that if you have a film brand new, you have to run it for 2 weeks. unless it's a real disaster, and they might let you take it off or share it with something else. But we go for the more, well, I don't know how to put it really, but the sort of comic book films don't tend to do awfully well here. We do well with the families, and then with the more mature audience, really. The teens and 20s, they like the bright lights of Halifax and Huddersfield more so than somewhere like this. We do get some. But,
did you play the new Scream movie?
Well, we did actually.
And how well did that do? Because I thought
not very well. It wasn't really our sort of film. It didn't work. I have to admit, it did not work.
Yeah. I've got to admit, I mean, I love the Scream franchise. And I was too young to see the first three.
Right.
So it's only Scream 4 and the newest one I actually got to go to cinema and see. So that was a nice experience. But yeah, so family movies.
And we're showing this Phantom of the Open at the moment about this chap who worked in the Barrow Furnace shipyard. He decided to enter the Golf Open Championship, and he racked up the worst score that has ever been recorded.
So that's what's on now?
Yeah, it's not really about golf, it's about this chap and his family life. But that's more the sort of film that does well here. And Shirley Valentine, if people remember that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we've got Downton Abbey coming up, that should work nicely here. That type of thing, really. Well, we'll try anything, but those are the sort of films that tend to work best.
And if sort of a film don't really work out, like Scream, for example, how long did you play that for?
Well, we played it for the week, and that was it. Just
a week, and then get rid of it.
But we also try and put in films for one day. I mean, next week on the Thursday, we're showing that's Jane Campion film, not the Year of the Dog. I forget what it's called now. Something of the Dog. We're showing that for a day. We're hoping it'll pick up a few Oscars in the meantime.
Oh, brilliant!
And Belfast, we're re-showing that next week as well, because we're hoping that'll get some Oscars too. Once a film gets a few Oscars, there's some renewed interest generally.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. So, very quickly...
Power of the Dog, it was the Power of the Dog that we're showing next week.
All right. So, what we're going to say, so, very quickly, so your opening hours for this place, I've actually looked online on Google and there's no opening hours showing. So, do you have set opening hours?
Well, set in as much as traditionally we start our evening performance about 7:45, unless we've got an overly long film like The Batman, where we started at 7. So it was a 3-hour film, that one. It's historic, really, because my colleague and I, we both had these full-time jobs, and we really couldn't get here in much earlier than that.
Yeah.
But even since then, we've found that if we've tried doing shows at tea times, they only work at the weekend, really. So we tend to open at 7:45, depending on the length of the film, and then we have family matinees Saturday and Sunday at 2:30 at weekends and school holidays. We do a show for the seniors on a Thursday morning at 10:30, and if the film's right, we might stick on a matinee midweek, Wednesday typically.
Right, that's brilliant.
And then the holidays, if there's a suitable children's film, we're open every afternoon.
That's brilliant. So yeah, there's no opening hours online. I had a quick look, but that's brilliant. Yeah, so we've got it there. What's going on and when it's going on, guys. So if you are local to the area, even if you're not local, this is definitely a place to visit, in my opinion. I've never myself watched a movie in this place. I have I've been to the other movie, The Picture House, which is owned by the same gentleman in Keighley, West Yorkshire, and that's great as well. That's amazing. So yeah, be sure to get yourself up here and watch a movie. Grab yourself some popcorn. It's a very nice, homely place to come and visit. I'll pick it back up in a second, guys. Right, guys, we're just gonna have a quick look in the projection room.
Don't film this bit.
Sorry.
Don't film this bit. This is the bowels of the earth, as you might say. Come in though.
Right. Do you want me to turn my filming off?
Yes, please.
Right. Right. I'm just gonna have a quick look at the projection room, guys. Mr. Morris doesn't want this part of the building being filmed, so I have to respect his wishes. So I will come back to you in due course. Right, guys. So I'm back. It was just the corridor where we first come through at projection room. What Mr. Morris didn't want me filming, but this is the projection room, guys, and it's absolutely amazing. This is definitely something you don't see every day. So these here are the old projection machines which used to run the movies. They do still work, guys. They do still work. Movies get played through them every now and again for special occasions and things. But this one here in the middle is the digital one now, which obviously gets used more than these. Rubbish technology and all that. So what were you saying about, back in the day when it was just off the reel? Something about them having to get changed every 20 minutes or something?
Well, originally there were two projectors.
Two,
because the film was flammable in those days, so it wasn't safe to have more than so much film on the projectors at a time.
Ah, that's the one, yes.
So you had two projectors, reel 1, reel 2, reel 3, reel 4, reel 5, reel 6, and so on.
Yeah.
And then eventually the regulations caught up with the change in technology. Once the film became non-flammable, it was permitted to join all the reels together on a big spool like you see here. And it would run through one projector continuously then, and it didn't need a projectionist up here all the time any longer.
That's brilliant. That's amazing. And you've got your little windows. See down into movie theatre there. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, yeah, this is a projection room, guys. So this is not manned anymore, because it don't need to be, because obviously it's digital. But yeah, years and years ago, back in the day, you used to get people sitting in these throughout the duration of movies being played. And I would just say to Mr. Morris, I think it's quite funny how, you'd see the guys in these old movies rushing around trying to get the films off the reels and get them changed over, to start the movie again, and then you've got the audience doing an ahhing and then cheering when movies come back on. It's pure nostalgia. That's what it is. So yeah, what we're going to do, guys, is I'm gonna bring it back to you again, and we're going to go back downstairs to the main lobby, and look, I'll pause the video again just while we leave this room, and I'll come back to you. Right, guys, that is our wonderful little tour of the Rex Theatre in Elland.
Yeah. We need a bit of Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
So yeah, we've got Mr. Morris, who is the owner. The chap behind the counter is Stephen. I believe he's the manager of this place.
The expensive trousers that I've ordered.
So yeah,
On trespass.
we're just going to wait until these people go in
Size 6.
to the cinema
Enormous.
and then finish off.
Good evening.
I'm just waiting until these people go
Just had
past.
quite a nice letter in the Guardian newspaper today.
What you have?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's about the cinema.
All right.
In a minute.
Yeah, no problem. Let's have a look at this. So what's this? Saved by a Screen, break at cinema. Many films are too long for bladder comfort, but help may well be at hand. An independent cinema near you at our local Urbexing in Elland, West Yorkshire. There's always intermission with local ice cream on sale, as well as tea and coffee. If you are lucky, it may also be an evening when the organist entertains. Well, that's very interesting. Right, guys, yeah, Mr. Morris just had to pop off to do something, but he's back now. I'm going to wrap this video up. It's been an absolute pleasure. So be sure to come to the Rex Cinema in Elland to get your sweets, your lovely warm popcorn, and your movies at £4.50. You ain't going to get that anywhere else, guys. Look at that, even popcorn's cheap. But yeah, so Stephen, is it? Sean, yeah. That's it, sorry. So it's been a pleasure, Sean. It's been nice speaking to you. Your position here?
Depends, I'm usually like shift manager.
Yeah, no problem. You did tell me, but I forgot. Mr. Morris, the owner, it's been an absolute pleasure. We are going to wrap this one up, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe, comment, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to push that notification bell for more new and upcoming videos. Peace out.